Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. Borders Aquatics here. Today we're going to be doing a DIY background installation, and we're also going to be painting the back of the tank. This is a 20-gallon long, footprint's about 30 inches by 12 inches. This is a really nice looking background that we made for my girlfriend's tank. She keeps electric blue rams and some panda cories, along with a couple of others. We're going to get this tank cleaned up. I've already taken a razor blade to it. I got off any visible debris and got it cleaned up the best that I could here. We're also going to be using some rubbing alcohol just to get any residual residue off. This is the silicone we're going to be using. I got 2 tubes here. This is quite a difficult background to work around, so we want to make sure that it really stays in there. So let's get started. Everything that's taped off here on the tank is going to be thoroughly coated in the silicone because that's where the background is going to make contact with the glass. So everywhere there's not tape, we're not going to be putting the silicone. This is the rubbing alcohol we're going to be using, but I'm just going to go ahead and do this, get it done, and we'll be back in just a second. So here we got the background in place. I went through and ran a real thick bead pretty much everywhere where the background was going to be meeting the glass. It was a little bit difficult to work around, so I didn't have the extra hands to record the process, but as you'll see here, it's all in place. We got pretty much just a solid bead of silicone everywhere that it's touching, so it won't lift up out of the tank once it's filled. This background's made of styrofoam and concrete, so it's apt to float if not secured properly. Any extra silicone that's leaked out the sides we'll be able to cut out with a razor knife and make look much cleaner. So far looks to be holding pretty well. We went through 2 full tubes of silicone. The color she's chosen for the background is like a medium to dark blue, but I wanted to show you guys how thick the silicone layer is, just because on the other backgrounds that I've done like this we haven't needed near this much silicone, but because of the shape of the styrofoam, as you can see, it's kind of layered there and stacked. The edges weren't perfect, so we needed to make sure that every piece of the background was in contact. It's a pretty easy process. Now we're going to start taping off the areas that we want painted versus the areas we want to keep clear. All of the exposed areas on the back we're going to be coating, but on the sides we still want to remain clear. So this tape job is going to be a little odd looking at first until we actually get paint on it, but I'm also just going to wrap the rest of the tank in newspaper, and that way none gets inside or on the front of the glass. Just kind of going through here and placing the tape where we want it. Now I'm just going to kind of pull back the tape here just to make the lines that I want, and kind of make them all blend together so it looks like it was meant to be that way and not random pieces of tape here. Alright, here we go. So for this build we decided to go with spray paint just because the price difference between buying a quart of roll-on paint versus spray paint here was quite drastic. So we've done about 4 coats. I'll give you a little sneak peek in here just so you can see how much light still passes through. With spray paint you got to be real careful and make sure you get it thoroughly coated. I think I ended up doing about 5 coats total just to be sure. I'll get it all unwrapped here. It's like opening up a gift. So for this aquarium, she's decided to use a black sand substrate to contrast the tans and blues. I believe we're also going to be using some fluval stratum just for aquascaping and to add some plants. But we got to do some water changes and get the pH down from this concrete. So here we are doing our first fill. We'll let it sit for a little while, do some water changes on it over the next couple of weeks just to ensure that the pH is returned to a pretty normal level. Underwater here, it looks like it's looking pretty good. The colors are decent. We'll be having some update videos coming out on this aquarium soon, so we appreciate you joining in and taking your time to watch this video. Look forward to seeing you soon. Thanks a lot.